Holy Spirit, activate. Hey there, friends. I wanted to invite you all here because I have a really special item I'm going to be going through today. This box is a collection of some scraps, I'll say, from my grandparents. When my mom passed away, my sister and I kind of divided and conquered. Well, she mostly conquered and I kind of split. But anyway, that's a whole other video. So there's a whole bunch of like my grandma's old recipes. She was a caterer, a sewer, seamstress, among many things. And my grandfather was a POW and a poet, and he also worked for the post office. So there's literally just recipes and so much goodies in here. So my grandma was notorious for cutting out like any recipes. Yeah, there's a recipe on here. Any recipes from magazines, flyers, newspapers, anywhere, like church bulletins, you name it. She would cut it out. Yep.
Since I fail to offer any explanation, this is a Wagner Teapot How to Use booklet.
It's a recipe for crepes. I'm really hoping to find, she had this world famous or world class cheesecake recipe. It was my favorite anyway as a kid. I don't know if it's nostalgia or what, but oh, these are death notices. What? There's so much in here. Wow. It's a recipe, homemade coffee cake. How cool is it that we, back then, that's all they could really do or call on the phone, but that's so cool. You write letters to people, and or not even a letter, just literally a handwritten recipe. Not even like, hey, how you doing? Just, here's a recipe. So cool. So much vintage. Is vintagey a word? The cool stuff that I find. Uh-oh, I just found something cool. A cookbook. November 11th, 1973. That is before I was born. Aw, Dr. Reddy, I'm taking too much Lasix. Off of potassium. Slow K. As a former cardiac nurse, I understand.
3, 2, 1!
So many recipes. Pillsbury. 100 prize-winning recipes. When was this baby published? Well, it says copyright 1950, December 13th, 1949. This is cool. I don't know what I do with this. I don't know. I just think this stuff is kind of neat. Just kind of brings you back. Well, I wasn't alive then, but again, it says recipes. I wonder, anybody who had Depression era grandparents, I wonder, my grandparents, I know they used to save every little scrap of paper, and so you get recipes on a notepad entitled The Clinic Inn, for instance. Here's a recipe wrote on a gorgeous piece of stationery. It's really pretty. Oh my gosh, it's an actual note. Okay, so it says, Dear Mary and Walt, which were my grandparents, April 16th, 1993. I just wrote to say, as you know, we have the same problems. Although I must say, I'm feeling pretty good for an old lady. This is from? Oh, Ted and Stella. I know they're relatives. I just can't remember who. If they're, I want to say they're on my grandpa's side. Bet your granddaughter is pretty big by now. That's me. that could be my sister too. She was born. Yeah, probably. Are you winning any garden awards? My grandma was an avid gardener, and she did win awards from time to time. Won like 3 or 4 years in a row. Maybe not always first prize, but you know, definitely second. Okay, these are seeds, y'all, for lettuce. Literally. This thing here, let's turn this off. Lettuce. Look at that date. 1990. 1990. Layered meatloaf. Okay. Recipe for rice pudding from Don's Chalk Wagon. That was in East Detroit, Michigan, which is no longer called East Detroit, Michigan. I think it's Grosse Pointe. Oh, what's this? This is not food related. Arrow moves down. That's a little handy thing to have. Now we would just use our phone to find the information, but very vintage. What is this? January 1972. It is, of course, a recipe. Well, it was a booklet, I believe, but I kind of like the way this dude looks on the cover here. Another letter or a recipe? It's probably a recipe. For lime jello. Oh, okay, adding pineapple and, you know, your basic 60s smorgasbord. Everything had jello and fruit and meat in it. I remember seeing a jello recipe. I think I had jello and hot dogs. I think something like that. Y'all were brave back then. Turkey in 15 minutes. Important stuff. Oh, holiday hostess Betty Crocker. This is cute and colorful. It has lots of recipes. You know what I should do? I should make some of these recipes. I should find some recipes and make them. This. I kind of love this. Okay, it's a spice and herb chart. Got all the spices and what you'd use them for, but I'm kind of getting like a retro picture vibe. Like I want to put this in my kitchen, like frame it. This is so cool. Metropolitan Cookbook, lots of cookbooks, like we said. Another Betty Crocker book. Family Fare, Food Management and Recipes. The U.S. Department of Agriculture. 1962. I wonder if the U.S. Department of Agriculture still puts out stuff. It's probably online, right? I mean, I still like a book. I still like the feel, the weight, the smell of a book, or paper, I should say. This is not really a book, but yeah, it's a soft cover. It's fun to bake with Red Star yeast. And Red Star yeast released a cookbook. And do we have a date on here? Anywhere? Not in the front cover or the back. Anybody know what year this could be? Oh, so my grandma had this KitchenAid mixer, which I had for a long time and then ended up getting lost in a flood. I was very sad. What is this? It's shiny and it's gold and it's Betty Crocker Cookbook of All-Purpose Baking. Like, look at that thing. Copyright 1942. I know that doesn't mean it could, you know, it could have been printed later, but these are cool. I definitely think I'm gonna put together a video where I make some of these. Maybe the less common ones. You know, the ones you don't normally see people cook. Fantastic. I didn't see my grandma's cheesecake recipe, but that's okay. You know, it's probably still in here somewhere. Dairy Treats. Brown's Creamery Company. Detroit 3, so that's Brown's Creamery. These are kind of cool. Oh, so this little thing on the Clinic Inn. So my grandpa, like I said, was a poet. And this is what he wrote, a poem. My love, I miss you, but that does not matter. I'll see you soon again, and you'll be so much better. We'll walk and we'll run through valleys and over hills. We'll live and love again without nitro-based pills. Oh, Love you, Walter. Gosh. And my grandparents passed away quite a while ago. My grandma passed in 94. My grandpa passed in 2001. My dad passed away 2003. And my mom passed away in 2015. Anyway, it's basically just my sister and I, and then, our families, individual families. But sometimes you forget. Like, I had really cool grandparents, and this is actually really, really pretty and beautiful. I love that. They were such good humans. Anyway, this is fantastic. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the stuff, but I think that this little bag of recipes and stuff, I think I'm going to keep. And I want to do something with it. I'm not sure. If you have any ideas what I could do with old printed stuff, make some suggestions in the comments. I would love to, I don't know, I'd love to do something with them. I've seen like different ideas, like where you frame them, put them on your wall. I've seen things like where you find good recipes or something like that, and you can get them, like put them on a plate somehow. I'm not learning how to be crafty, but I'm not.
Well, I failed hard at ending this video, so thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and stick around to see my grandparents' wedding photos from 1947.
I want to thank my friend Heather for getting this drinking container. Holy Spirit, activate.